Minister, I just arise here this evening just to seek an update from you in relation to the O'Devany Gardens project, and I try to do it in a constructive way to move this forward. You know that the key issue here is what steps we can take to ensure that O'Devany is restored to enable people to live back in the area. It's a significant site. It's a prime 14-acre site, less than 4 kilometres from O'Connell Street, adjacent to the Phoenix Park. I know you visited it. I have too. And I suppose there's a growing frustration with maybe the lack of progress there. Now, not to go back on old ground, but the original deal that you advocated yourself that was struck with the council and with Barter, there were, in my view, some very valid criticisms of that, particularly with regard to the rate of affordable house purchase of around 400,000 in some instances, but particularly about the split, the 50-50 split, 50% public, 50% private, effectively. And a lot of people, a lot of my city council colleagues, in particular Mary Fitzpatrick, Councillor Mayor Paul McAuliffe, and indeed others in your own party too, raised some very serious concerns in that regard. So, as you will know, a new arrangement has been made, a revised deal, which is a better deal than the original one that both Sinn Féin and yourselves and others advocated. And I think what it really does is it's to provide 30% public social housing, 20% affordable purchase, 30% affordable rent and 20% private. So effectively, on state-owned land now on this site, the deal that the council has struck, which was approved by the law agent, I might add as well, is 80% public and 20% private, which is a vast improvement on the 2017 deal that was previously advocated by yourself and indeed by Sinn Féin councillors in the City Council. But that aside, the concern I have right now is some of the comments made by yourself, and that's why I've put this down here, is to see clarity on it. I don't want, and I'm sure you don't want, a protracted standoff between the Department and Dublin City Council. And I noted your comments with regard to you questioned the legality of the new arrangement. I'm just here to put on record that the law agent in Dublin City Council was consulted with this, as was the Assistant Chief Executive, and well, they were consulted and it did pass the law agents, just saying. Well, maybe when you respond, you can, and I'll happily come back. I just saw you laughing there. Don't think it's a laughing matter, by the way. That's we 14 acres of prime land that could house 800 families, and like the last thing I want to do is to see you engaged in a row or an argument that's going to slow the delivery of public housing on this site. So what I believe is that the revised arrangement is a better one. The deal brokered by Mary Fitzpatrick, and the deal supported by the Social Democrats, by Labour, indeed by Fine Gael councillors, by Green councillors in Dublin City. So the issue that you have stated is an issue, and this is where I'm seeking clarity, is around the funding of the affordable rental. Now, only today, the Taoiseach, in response to my party leader, was talking about rolling out cost rental schemes across the country. I know we have the pilot in Enniskerry Road, but the Service Site Fund is the fund that's going to that will fund these rental projects. Would it not be the case that the O'Devany Gardens affordable rental aspect could actually be eligible for funding under the Service Sites Fund? Maybe you could give me some clarity on that. And furthermore, one of the requests from the City Council is actually the publication of the guidelines for affordable rental. That it may not even be that they would need any type of subvention from government here, that they have an agreement with an approved housing body. So really what I'm asking, Minister, is what are your concerns with the revised deal that I believe is a better deal for the people of Dublin and for prospective residents of O'Devany Gardens? Thank you.
Well, and thank you, Deputy, for raising this matter. I welcome the decision by the elected members of Dublin City Council on the 4th of November to support the resolution for the redevelopment of the O'Devany Gardens site in Dublin 7. The Council voted by a margin of 39 to 18 for a development agreement which will deliver 768 much-needed new homes in this city centre location. This includes a tenure mix which is structured to ensure community sustainability and comprises 50% private housing, 30% social housing and 20% affordable housing. This agreement followed on a previous Council decision in 2017 which saw Sinn Féin, Fianna Fáil, Labour, Fine Gael and the Green Party all support the tenure mix proposed. My department has worked consistently with the Council in support of its efforts to advance its proposals for this site. This includes making over €10 million available in service sites funding, which will help to provide 165 more affordable homes for purchase at an average cost of 38% below the open market rates. My department will also fully fund 247 social homes on the site, including 56 units that are currently under construction. I'm aware that a group of councillors representing Fianna Fáil, Labour, the Social Democrats and the Green Party publicly stated on the 4th of November that agreement has been secured to purchase 30% of the total units at O'Devany Gardens from the developer. It was disappointing that these councillors decided to make such an announcement without any prior engagement with myself, particularly since an offer I had made to meet them and to meet a delegation of councillors was not taken up prior to their announcement. As I understand it, Deputy, and this is an important matter if you could listen to the reply, this proposed side agreement has no legal standing. There is no legal documentation. There is no financial documentation. The details remain obscure, including the potential role of an unspecified approved housing body. Crucially, these councillors have not identified the very significant capital funding required to purchase these homes, which I believe would be acquired at full market price. No request has been made to the department for any funding. The councillors declare that the homes would be on an affordable rent, but the repayment requirements on any capital loan would likely mean rents at or very close to market rates. Overall, I'm pleased that this important project has received formal approval by councillors that will allow it to proceed to the next phase. However, given the level of support for this project and the number of false starts, it is regrettable that some councillors have introduced distractions which have the potential to delay or even compromise this critical stage in the development process. Deputy, we're providing almost €100 million for O'Devany Gardens between the social and affordable housing. We had an agreement of councillors, including Fianna Fáil councillors in 2017, as to how the mix for this site should proceed. 2 years later, and very regrettably, we saw a delay in the decision of the disposal of land because, again, Fianna Fáil councillors leading the Dublin Agreement almost collapsed this deal because of a change of heart at the last minute. But then, a month later, without any engagement with the department, we did secure the disposal of land, which is very welcome. But I am worried about the manner in which that disposal happened, insofar as what was said by the Lord Mayor and supporting councillors in relation to a new agreement. There is no new deal here. There is no financial funding for it. There is no AHB involved. There is no legal documentation securing any new agreement for the site. What we have is the original proposal, which is a good proposal, which is what Fianna Fáil supported originally, and more than almost €100 million will go into O'Devany. I don't want to see it delayed. I want it to progress. It will progress, provided that councillors act responsibly and don't allow any further delays in the progression of this very, very important site, which will bring so many much-needed homes. People have been waiting a long time for this site to be developed. It had difficulties for a whole host of reasons. We found a pathway forward in 2017. My department committed to that pathway, as did I. We've committed the funding to that as well. And now it must proceed without any further delays from the city councillors themselves. Thank you.
Brian. I'm going to try to be constructive, so I leave some of your own political commentary aside. There are, sorry, did I say? Sorry, I'm going. Well, it is. Well, I'll try to be helpful as we always do. Okay, this site has been lying. Well, and you've been out a number of times turning sods on this. You know, you've been out at photo calls left, right, and centre in O'Devany. Your predecessors, Deputy Coveney there, Minister Coveney there as well. We want to see this move. I want to see it move. I genuinely do. Okay, so what I'm asking you is, if you look at the affordable element of the original deal, which is the one that you have advocated and the one that you refer to, okay, the 2017, where we're looking at, have you looked at, whilst you may question that it is an agreement or a revision, this came to the local authority. The law agent in the City Council approved and oversaw the amended agreement. Now, when I see a cap of 310,000 for affordable, but for affordable purchase units at about 240,000, that is a damn sight better, in my view, than what the original proposal was. But you and I can argue the toss on that all night, and we can argue the toss over whether it's better to have 80% public, a mix of both public, affordable purchase and affordable rental, and only 20% private, or 50-50, which was the original deal, the 2017 one that you refer to. Now, what I'm asking you, you've obviously raised some concerns that you have right now and that your department has. Have you, or would you be open to meeting with the Council on the issue? Because these are the elected members of the Council, and don't forget your own party colleagues in Fine Gael in Dublin City Council have supported the affordable rental aspect of the revised deal as well. They want to see affordable rental. So what I'm saying to you is, are you willing to try to help to move this forward? I don't want another false dawn on this, another delay on it. I genuinely do not, and I'm certain that you don't either. Okay? So, but the problem is we have a 2017 arrangement that has now been revised, whether you like it or not. And it seems to me from your response that you're basically saying, well, I don't want to hear about a revision. I'm putting my head in the sand. I'm asking you, will you actually meet with the City Council to try to move this forward?
For your reply. Yes, we need to move forward, but let's move honestly, without misleading the public, about agreements that haven't been reached. You talk about an amended agreement. There is no new agreement. There is no documentation. All there is an offer from the developer to sell houses to the local authority at market prices. What a brilliant offer for the developer. We completely de-risk 80% of the site for that person. They're at very near market prices, but what I can assure you of, unless the local authority councillors have the figures, because I haven't seen them either, you cannot make affordable rents work if you're buying the houses at those prices. That cannot be the basis for cost rental or affordable rental. That's why we have the other schemes in train that we have. You talk about the prices of the houses. The majority of houses will be sold for around €300,000. Someone starting off as a teacher and someone starting off as a nurse, a couple earning €55,000 together, would be able to afford to buy houses at those prices. That's what we mean when we talk about affordability. That's what's actually going to be happening on that site. O'Devany is going forward. The land disposal has been agreed. It was agreed on the basis of the 2017 tenure mix. That's what people voted for on the night. That was made very clear to them by the housing officer on the local authority on the night, and that's what was voted for, not this new agreement. The land disposal went forward on the basis of the original agreement that was there from 2017, and it's in the hands of the executive now. So I'll work with them to progress this site and to make sure the funding does happen. Almost €100 million for this site alone, Deputy. That's the commitment that we've made as a department to the social and the affordable piece. And in relation to meeting with the councillors, I have no problem meeting a delegation, but I want to see all of the documentation first that this new agreement purports to be, because I don't believe it's there. I don't believe there's a financial document in place. I don't believe there's a legal document in place. I don't believe there's financial backing in place. I don't believe there's an AHB in place. And I don't believe that even if all of those things were in place, you could still deliver affordable rents if you're buying the homes at those market prices. The councillors need to open their eyes here. They think they've gotten a better deal. They actually haven't gotten a deal. What they've done is agreed to the 2017 agreement, but unfortunately, in order to be able to do that, they had to pretend that some new thing was happening here, which hasn't. We are fully committed to O'Devany, but we're committed to doing it honestly, without misleading the public as to what's actually happening.